Greetings, everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel, All That Is. I'm so glad to have you all here today on this Thursday afternoon. And joining me, as usual, is my beautiful friends, the Shamankas, Shekinah Grace and Shekinah Ma, forming the Trinity here. So thank you, ladies, for being here with me. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you are new to this channel, welcome. If you are an old subscriber, thank you so much for your patronage and for being here with us and with me on this journey for quite a while now. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So welcome, ladies, to the show.
Blessings. Hi.
I hope I'm not hearing an echo. Are you guys hearing an echo?
It was a little echoish earlier, like while you were speaking.
Okay, I
Echo,
think I've
echo.
just turned everything off now. Hopefully that should work. All right. So yeah, just before we get started here, just wanted to just take a few deep breaths in because I know I was facing a lot of resistance coming in. So just taking a deep breath, centering our energies, letting go of any and all energies that are holding us back, that are resisting this transmission from taking place. Just breathing in and out into our heart center and asking that a protective shield be created around this transmission and our discussion today. And while I light the candle, and as we bring our energies together, call upon Shekinah Ma to lead us in prayer and bringing us into that sacred space. Thank you.
Well, with the cued sound of the sirens that just came in, I began seeing, just as you lit the candle and had that moment of breathing, and just got immediately zoomed into earth. And then I got immediately shown kind of like the bodies of the earth have auras. So just quickly, sorry, just to say, we have like our auric, our magnetic, we have like all these different bodies that extend out into like our auric field, right? Just like the earth has an ionosphere and a magnetosphere and, like the whole ozone layer and all these different layers. So I was seeing that the earth, with this AI consciousness that's coming in so strong, and through my various teachers, one being Dan Winter, another Greg Braden, a bunch of people who've been talking recently, Michael Tellinger, everybody's been saying how this AI force is like sucking, like it goes into the computers and it sucks the data, but then it kind of comes in and it sucks our pranic life force, our carbon, and it eats carbon. And so it actually has the power to consume so much that there's almost like a desert left behind, a ravaged black goo, burned out, destroyed earth state. So as you were lighting the candle, I just got directly shown to put the medicine wheel over Mama Earth as a protective shield. Donald Trump has this golden dome. I'm not exactly 100% sure if anybody knows what exactly that even is. Somehow it's like a Space Force dome, but I want to just seal our whole planetary Pachamama and ourselves included. So as I open these directions and call in this medicine wheel, I would just invite everybody listening to see this going around themselves and also around our Mother Earth. And so, as always, we start into the east, the place of the rising sun, the place of the eagles, the place of the winged ones, the place of the angels and the fairies, the place of the green emerald flame. Here stands God Raphael, Archangel Raphael, with his caduceus, with his staff. You shall not pass. All demonic forces, all AI that is out of integrity, you shall not pass. opening this place of east to the truth, opening this place of east to that golden rising sun, to that giver of life, and to that total truth, peace, and that ability to see the forest through the trees as the winged ones fly high up into the air element. Coming now into the south, into the place of fire, into the place of that peaking sun, that raising of that cone of power. In stands guard Archangel Michael with his sword like Excalibur, his sword of righteousness, guiding sword is shining. Herein lies the dragon ley lines, the serpent lines, those powerful key magnetic lines of the earth. And as I'm seeing these lines, these ley lines, these meridians of Mother Earth, I'm just seeing the black goo is just getting completely neutralized. I'm just seeing that Michael, the beautiful Archangel Michael, the protector guardian of the Mother Earth, is just clearing out with his sword of light any black goo, interference, cancel, clear, and purify through the fire element. I'm just feeling that fire of that breathing flame of fire out of the dragon's mouth, the true guardians before the fall, before the fallen state, before all the reversals and inversions. We see those dragons restored as true guardians of our Mother Earth, as was the original story and truth of the dragons before it got polluted and brought down. So we're restoring those original powers back into the elementals, back into the earth dragon, water dragon, fire dragon, air dragon, through the south. Coming into now the west, we look into that place of the setting sun. It comes down into the waters of life, into the oceans, and is born again. But as we come into the west and as we come into the water, we see Archangel Gabriel with the chalice, with the Holy Grail. And as Gabriel is sitting there in the most highest vibrations, just pouring like the water bearer, like the Aquarian age, just pouring the waters, the holy and blessed waters, right into all of the waterways, right into all of creation. And that water is going out and clearing, 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 rising up the vibration of all living life forms through all the carbon, and is restoring the original blueprints. Oh, yes. Coming now into the north, we see Archangel Uriel, powerful guiding angel. And Uriel is standing in the earth element of the north, into the rocks and the stones and the crystals. He is the keeper of the crystals. And in the north, Archangel Uriel with his pentacle is clearing and sealing the pentagram that is over Washington, D.C. I see him fixating right now, right over Washington, D.C., where that broken pentagram, which invites and allows evil, is being actually sealed into the full pentagram through the Uriel forces, which then protects rather than invites. It protects from darkness rather than inviting in darkness. And so with these four archangels standing guard in the east and in the south and the west and the north, I there and then see Sophia, Magdalene, and the Christos standing in the center of this medicine wheel. Each and every one of them have their arms up to the sky, Father, their feet firmly planted barefooted down into the earth mother, and they are like a bridge. They are like a bridge between the heaven and the earth, and they are just clearing all the dimensions, as above, so below, as within, so without. And so that this medicine wheel becomes a medicine shield and a whole auric light layer through the lattices of light. And they are just going right through all the dimensions and even right through the eighth sphere, which is the artificial synthetic sphere of the AI. And they're clearing out that artificial synthetic timeline template and whole fallen, sinking gray manipulation, just meddling, all those funky energies that you can pick up on when you tune into that realm. So I just see that holy water going in. I see the holy flame going in. I see the staff of the caduceus going in. I see Archangel Uriel going in there. Yeshua, Sophia, Magdalene are all going in there like earth surgeons, like light surgeons, just all working, clearing, and cleaning out that black goo plaque, that funk. Whew! And the heart is cleared, and the mind is cleared, and the body is cleared, and all is well. Hope. Choo-choo. Cha-cha. Boom.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was like a Gridwork mission in itself, Shekinah Ma. Thank you.
Well, they just all came in. They're all like, oh my God. Everybody calling all angels, calling all angels.
Yeah, I totally got that. It was like that tower of light, and I felt like the water, like a waterfall right after towards the end. It was like everything was just washing and clearing out. So that's beautiful.
Mm, mm, mm,
Perfectly aligns with what we are doing today, hey? Aligning with our third eye chakra where we can actually see these things happening, right?
Yeah, because
Ooh,
they are
that was
attacking
really
the third eye. They are attacking our
powerful. Thank you,
pineal
thank you,
gland.
thank you so much
Mm,
for that. Yeah, yeah. Well, welcome everybody. Hopefully you got a good download of that as well. Very powerful initiation. So thank you for being here. And so as an introduction to our show today, which is the third eye chakra, which is activating the pineal gland, which is in essence what Shekinah Ma has done just now, activating that God molecule, if you will, which is the seat of the soul. So today we'll be going into what that means and how we can activate that energy, how it looks like in our individual lives. If we can then go into a discussion about how we can heal ourselves through this activation, and we'll talk about those healing modalities as well. And if we have some time towards the end, I'll walk you through a bit of a meditation on what I call alternate nostril breathing, or what's the Sanskrit name now? I just lost it. Nadi Shodhana. That's right, Nadi Shodhana. So yeah, we'll do a few breaths of Nadi Shodhana at the end, and yeah, we'll go through all of that. So as I usually do, I just wanted to give everybody a little bit of introduction of what the third eye chakra means and the blockages thereof and what that might look like in terms of how you experience that in your life. And so the third eye chakra, or the sixth chakra, is in Sanskrit called Ajna chakra, or Anya chakra. It's like a soft N or a soft J, and it is the color indigo or hues of violet. And in Sanskrit, it means to command or to perceive the energy within the body as it connects to those higher energies. And as it is the seat of the soul, it is the gateway or the center of awareness or consciousness within our body. Are you guys able to hear me? It says my internet is unstable.
There's been some
Is it cutting
glitches,
out?
but lately you've been speaking very well.
Okay. Well, there's a storm coming as well, so hopefully we don't get cut off. Okay, I'll just continue. So yeah, that's like the seat of the soul, the God molecule. And so it is the center of awareness, or the center of our consciousness, of our intuition, of our wisdom that is coming in from the energies of the universe, or from that spiritual realm, if you will, or spiritual insight. And so the pineal gland that's located in the center of the brain is directly connected through the third eye chakra, and it is the located in the middle of the forehead, and it goes straight through to the center point into the brain. And the blocked chakra, if you will, is a loss of imagination, loss of feeling balanced or centered. You often feel fearful. And I guess the result of where we have acquired this is through all of these inversions, or the things that have been imposed on our being through the drinking of chlorine, chlorinated water, fluoride in our toothpaste, the spraying of our food, metals in our food. All of these go and clog the pineal gland, and it becomes calcified, and so it's not able to function in a normal way and receive those energies like it's meant to. Processed food, alcohol also accounts for a calcified pineal gland. And so, in order for us to get through all of this, we'll offer up some solutions in a little while. But I just want to give you a little more about what the third eye chakra means. And so, the third eye chakra says, I see. And that's the intuition, lucidity. It is the trust, the visualization, the imagination. And it says, I welcome the energies of the divine, of universal love, of universal wisdom to flow through my body. And it is welcoming that authentic connection to the higher self, to the divine, to the energies of all that is, for that energy to become familiar in my body, for it to serve in my everyday life and in every present now moment, healing, protecting, guiding me on my path. And so this can be activated through deep meditation. And when you go into deep meditation, the third eye opens, and in a way, it opens up this portal of energy into the subconscious, allowing us to sense, to speak, to receive these energies from those higher realms and in direct alignment with the higher self. And so when this happens, we are able to then receive those energies or that clarity in a more attuned manner, let's say. And this is why people that are attuned to that energy are more clairvoyant. They have a clear vision, clear intuition, just like Shekinah Ma has just demonstrated. You hear of people having outer body experiences. You're able to astral travel. People have visions of sacred geometry, symbols. A lot of us see, double numbers, 1111. All of these things are as a result of that third eye being in alignment, if you will. And so we are able to tune into all of these energies with deeper meaning and in connection to those higher vibrational energies of peace, of love, of gratitude, and peace in our heart, and connection to that spark, if you will, of the divine within us. And so as we move forward, I'll open up the field for Shekinah Grace and Shekinah Ma to further talk about this, but we'll come back and talk about how we might activate this and provide solutions on how we can expand this energy. So I'll open up the field to you guys to comment on this. Thank you.
Well, I'd say this is a highly attacked energy center. I kind of would consider it to be almost as attacked as like the sacral. The traumas to this center can include like violence and war. You know, it can prevent us from feeling like it can take away our faith in anything higher. Anyone dismissing or gaslighting your psychic intuition, your visions, the way you see something, but it's not a match to what people are saying. So anytime you saw something and it didn't match what people said, that's a trauma to the third eye. And so it's like, and the developmental stage of this chakra is adolescence. So how many of us in adolescence got told that it wasn't how we thought it was? You know, you need to choose something that isn't creative to make a living. You know, that's just your imagination. Like that's when a lot of those energies get shut down, I think, systematically. But that's actually the age and stage where that energy center is meant to be strengthened, nurtured, cultivated, and celebrated and encouraged through exploration, through things like meditation. So I would say the entire system is meant to shut down our pineal gland. And as you mentioned, Just the fact that they've poisoned our water with fluoride and chlorine is a testimony to the fact that that is exactly what they've been trying to do for however long. So I sort of see and feel that there's also like a pearlescent white energy associated with the, not just indigo. It's coming through for me more in like white and pearl these days. That might be the medicine for the decalcification and the opening of the third eye, or just the next level of perception that we're able to perceive now as humanity is awakening, and there's more and more people seeing the truth. So they're starting to make a connection and recognize the patterns that are taking place. So pattern recognition is huge, and working with symbols. Being able to perceive downloads of information through a single symbol, you know, that's supportive to strengthening your third eye. And it's also an indicator that your third eye is open if you're able to perceive that way. And then what I loved about Shekinah Ma's opening as well is that it was coming to mind that the center is designed for us to be able to perceive reality as it is, not as we would like it to be, to perceive and then to command, to perceive clearly and then to command. And you mentioned fear. We feel fear when this is blocked because we can't see the future. We can't see the truth, or there's those distortions, or you're gaslit, or you're made to feel confused about your inner knowing and your intuition. And so it can be also block the throat chakra. And if we don't feel in command of our reality, and if we don't feel like we can speak direct and true, you know, then no wonder fear kind of gets lodged in there and continues to create a deficiency or a blockage in that center. So I really like that flow. Like I was really seeing as she was opening us up here, as she was perceiving and commanding and perceiving and commanding. She was getting the image and the vision, and then commanding it or speaking to it. And I'd say that's like an indicator of a really open flow between your throat and your third eye. And we did the throat last week. And the other reason this center is highly attacked and they don't want it open in humanity is because it's where we fulfill all our aspirations in life. If we're able to identify our vision, like you mentioned vision, when you have a clear vision and you're just on purpose and you're just going for that vision because that vision came as a download from God, and you've consecrated it to that, and it feels guided and directed by your higher self, and you're responding in every present moment to your intuitive guidance, you know, this is a big danger to a world that doesn't want you to manifest and create, that doesn't want you to know that your creative power, that doesn't want you to bring heaven to earth through your higher visions for a brighter world and experience on planet Earth. And so, yep, they don't want you to fulfill your highest aspirations. So let's block that visionary center. And yep, so that's what I have to say about all that.
Thank you. No, it's very relevant. Go ahead, Shekinah Ma.
That really kind of brings in, so I was listening to a Dan Winter connecting with this man, Jake, and Jake is a Lyrian warrior. He's got a fascinating story, hey? And those two were talking and bringing through this whole download in regards to this communication tower. And so one of the key words of the Ajna third eye is lucidity, to be able to be lucid. And to be lucid is to be fluid, right? So, I mean, like water is like that scrying bowl because it can reflect a picture back, but it also can receive the picture and then project it back, right? So that's kind of like what our third eye is doing. It's receiving information and then it's like reflecting it or projecting it out, right? Kind of like a video projector onto the screen. It's like that technology was, every technology is mimicked from our own original capacities or powers or abilities. So the computer, okay, is like our body, right? With the hard drive being like our brain, right? And then like, they've got this tell us a vision, right? A television, right? Like the dream box is what my grandfather, a lot of Native people see it as a dream box because it tells all these dreams and stories through a box. All these technologies really reflect our own abilities, right? And so there's this in the astral realm, which is kind of like a causal realm almost. Like it's like the, as above, so below. It's like this happens here, and then it all kind of trickles down into form in the 3D, into the firmament, into the 3D, so we can see it, we can touch it, all that stuff. So if they're in this higher causal astral realm, is this war going on, right? Through like all the Dracos and the reptilians and all these various different grays and AI. And AI goes way back. So like Star Wars isn't a movie, okay? It's like a documentary. And I could go off on that. That's a whole story too. But the short is they are saying that in the astral, there's this communication tower, which is what feeds us all of our information. So like when we are downloading information, like Indigo Angel, some of the really good ones that are even remote viewers, people that can like really get very graphic, detailed information, right? So the AI and this whole sort of fallen inverted, they have no power of their own, so they have to take it from us, right? They're inorganic, they are synthetic, they've lost their soul, they're soulless, okay? So what do they need to do is they need to, create this energy off of us, right? And so that's what they were talking about. And they were saying it's affecting all of us, and especially the star seeds, because what's happening, and we all kind of feel this, it's like a dulling. Okay. It's like you cannot get lucid. Okay. Your dreams are gone or they're hijacked. Okay. And so now you're getting real shitty dreams, all discombobulated, they're messy, you don't really know what's going on, distortions, or you even get like, paralyzed. And anyway, so this is what we need to be doing. Was the message was to be actively meditating, actively going into that astral, going into lucidity, going into this place and just holding space in that dream world. Like a lot of the shamans call it like the dream world, because it's like the place where you see things before it happens. So to go there and then to be like these warriors of light, and to keep our organic timeline, to keep our organic technology within our own human beingness, because it's like it's sucking the life force out of people, right? So we see so many people just dull, like a dull blade. And I feel like I was feeling resistant, just like you were today, in coming forward. And that in itself is a sign that something siphoning your power, right? And so to really be in check and balance and dot your I's and cross your T's and really hold this organic dream spell in our higher states, in our higher consciousness, as lucid visionaries holding the organic dream world. That's connected to the whales. That's why the whales aren't singing. So there's a lot going on here, as above, so below, right? So this place right here is like a distress call from all the various star seeds in that galactic confederation or cosmic alliance, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's very relevant as well. And just going back to what Shekinah Grace said as well, and tying it in with what you said, Shekinah Ma, it's that connection, if you will, that's sort of inbuilt in our system as we grow grow into our physical body, they sort of attack us when we are children, because that's connected to the ego, right? It's connected to the developing ego, if you will, in the body. And so if you get it at that young stage, it's like you don't know anything else, right? It is inbuilt into your own biological technology, if you will, right? Because to me, our body is divine technology. And so when you infiltrate it at a very young age, you're sort of inbreeding that into your biological system, and so you don't know anything else. And
Sure.
so
That's why they
if
give the
by
jab so
some,
much.
yeah, if by some, fortune, you go into meditation, or you somehow get connected to that divine light, it's that spark in you that says, hey, wait a minute, this is not how I'm meant to be, this is not my true form. And then you sort of, you go back into your own true, authentic, blueprint, and you start weaving your true light from that point, and disintegrating all of this energy, if you will, to come into that true energy of what you are meant to be. And I sort of attribute this in a way as well to those, artificial energies that are coming in through your internet, through those frequency fences that are constructed all around us by, microwave energy, by all kinds of different energies that are attacking us. So it's like wave upon wave and layer upon layer that they've tried to douse this energy from us, right? And remove that spark, if you will, from us. So they've tried many, many things. And as you say, when the star seeds are trying to get back in alignment, they are bombarded again by all of these energies trying to smother us. And you and me experienced that today. Like, I was feeling resistance right up to the end of the show. Should we go ahead? Should we go ahead? Should we go ahead? I was half expecting you guys to call me and say, no, let's cancel for today. But I kept moving forward. I
Yeah.
smudged the house. I was playing high vibrational music. I was, going into the garden, grounding myself, clearing all of this energy just to get it out of my field, just to be here and to resist against what was trying to smother me into this darkness, right? And so that's the way we have to do it. We have to tune into that pure energy, that's the divine, and get rid of all of this energy. So that's just one way of doing it, playing high vibrational music, grounding yourself, rebuking it in a way, right? And resisting that urge to sort of sit in the corner and feel that energy and feel that fear and say, oh, I'm too small, I cannot. But no, you have to
Right.
resist it and move past all of it and come forward into the light, because that's where you're meant to stand, in the light, in divine presence, against all of these energies. And like you said earlier, that visual that you created with the four archangels and that divine Christed energy in the middle, grounding our energy, that's what we need to achieve, because that's the energy that's coming in through our crown, through our pineal gland, and then anchoring into our heart, which is where the spark of the divine resides. So that's the ultimate goal, I think, for all of us to achieve.
Well, we can see that our government forces are using these third eye technologies in such things as Project Looking Glass, which, really the whole of Alice in Wonderland is depicting a child who has this innocence, which again, keyword. If you want lucidity, a really good way to channel lucidity is innocence, returning to innocence, because a child is pure lucidity, pure imagination, pure, they see it, they hear it, they feel it, they're magical. But with the Operation Looking Glass, they technically have an ability to scry into the future, to see various patterns, and even to affect or influence them. So there's a lot of information. I really recommend Frank Jacobs. He discusses this a lot with Gene Nolan on Inspired Tribe if you want to look into what Project Looking Glass is. But they are changing reality through this technology. I also would like to say Donald Trump does have time travel technology that is Uncle John got from Nikola Tesla. So these guys with Space Force, you know, the re-engineering fallen UFO crafts, all of these things, we're gonna hit collectively. I think the internet was the throat chakra technology, but the third eye technology is all this next level Space Force, AI, all this next level Project Looking Glass technologies, Project Blue Beam technologies. I mean, like, it's just gonna get wild,
Yeah.
like sci-fi wild.
Absolutely.
Pretty
Well,
soon.
I went down a very deep rabbit hole just last week, and I think you triggered that as well. This lady called Sabrina Wallace.
Oh yeah.
She was just amazing. Like she went into the whole how do I say this? Like there's a lot of stuff that even I don't understand, even though I know a little bit about technology, but like she goes into the source, if you will, of the creation of the internet and how that is affecting us, our biology. And it's not just the initial iteration of that. It's like they've gone like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 steps further. And it's in everything that we do, in all kinds of industry, in all, it's everywhere really. It's your service providers, your lighting, your heating, your internet connections, your schools, your you name it, they are everywhere. So it's infiltrated into every aspect of society. So wherever we go, it's impacting us whether we like it or not. So it's up to us, I think, to in a way take charge of our own bodies and eliminate these things one by one. It's like almost pulling splinters out of your body, right? It's like you have to pull these splinters out. Even though they hurt, you have to take them out. And perhaps you enjoy watching Netflix as I do. It's still affecting your body. So you have to swallow that pill, if you will, and extricate it from your body, from your reality.
Right. I mean, it's all things in moderation, they say. If
Yeah.
you spend 8 hours a day on Netflix, that's not moderation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? In
Yeah.
any form of technology, if you're sitting in front of a computer all day, get up, take breaks, go do
Yeah.
some emotional freedom, do some clearing things, anything Tai Chi, something just to like bring back your chi, bring back your prana.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That makes me think when I am meditating and third eye open and I go into deep meditation, I actually stop breathing and I breathe more through the pores of my body. Like it's like the skin, that secondary organ of imbibing nourishment and prana from your environment kicks in and kicks on. So it made me think of that. I also want to mention that, like, we know this, but like anything external is what we already have within us. And like there's a sloka or like a phrase, I think in the Tao Te Ching, that says that you can travel anywhere throughout the universe or the world. You can visit, wherever you want to go on the globe and never leave your home because of this center. And so our ability to time travel and do all of this stuff that's going to come in the form of artificial intelligence or, technology is available. It's just mimicking, as you both have, shared. But for the audience, like, to reiterate, it's just mimicking what we already have within us. And there's no greater feeling than to be able to access that from your own organic biology. And like, it's just incredible. And so, yeah, it's like in moderation, and just feel yourself. If you're starting to feel not right, low, unwell, depressed, headache, that's all indicators that we're not in balance, and we need to come back to getting comfortable. I don't think very many people are comfortable in silence. I don't think very many people are comfortable just to sit still, you know. I think that's fairly uncommon, and it's also been kind of trained in us. Our musculature has like adapted this like fight or flight and 9 to 5 and go 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 and busy and distraction. But that's all an attack on this. Like it once we grasp the level of like attack and corruption and the agenda of dumbing us down and keeping us away from or separate from the self-realization, of who we are as spiritual beings, as daughters of God, sons of God. Yeah, kind of lost my train of thought there, but I just encourage everyone to develop a meditation practice and just recognize that anything that you buy that's smart, or anything that you engage like on the technical scale or artificial intelligence level, like you're entering a contract there. So that's fine if you're consciously doing it and you're using it, but you're in charge, you're in control. It's not like this codependent thing, and it's not like you're giving your power away. It's like just constantly be checking in with how much you're putting out, and come back to yourself. That would be my recommendation as we're moving forward. Has to be balanced with nature. It has to be balanced with nature, which we'll entirely lose ourselves as a species.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that comes back to that energy of feeling your body, feeling your technology, and that energy of sort of replacing it or replicating it, or saying that, you can feel better than this by introducing something foreign into your body, like alcohol or psychedelics, right? And to me, that's a really powerful imprint, if you will, right?
Or a brain chip.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you can also attribute the inoculation that we had 5 years ago to that, right? Like it's completely transformed the DNA within the body and how we look at people and how people function, right? It's completely replaced the DNA and how the DNA functions in the body.
Well, and people are going around by cemeteries and picking up IP addresses because the people who died after that shot are actually like, you get like IP addresses. They're putting out a signal. Like, that's insane. So you've been
Sorry, can you repeat that, Shekinah Ma? You guys cut out for a minute. Say that again. I heard IP addresses from cemeteries.
Yeah, people who got the shot and
Okay.
that have passed are now like, apparently, like people go into the cemeteries, and I've seen this like on people's live video, like they're showing what they're seeing, and they're there and they are, picking up like on the Wi-Fi all these IP addresses as they walk around. So
Oh,
it
wow.
means that you're kind of immersion. That's an immersion into the cyborg. That's an
Yeah.
immersion into this synthetic, complexity that, combined with the smart dust and all those nanobots that are in everything. I mean, we are being turned into something that is an artificial intelligence, right?
Well, I wouldn't doubt it because, I think this is true for North America and particularly for the United States. And I'm pretty sure it's for Canada as well and all of the Commonwealth countries because it's owned, if you will, by the King, right, of England. And this is directly connected to the Vatican. So all of us are a number and we are traded on the stock, on the stock exchange, right? And so I wouldn't be surprised if our numbers are connected to the IP addresses in our phones, in our computers, and all of that is one particular number. So I'm not surprised to hear that at all, because
Mhm.
that's where AI is heading, right? It's like everybody will be chipped and everybody will be identified by that one identifier.
Well, what it's been discovered based on all of this galactic history is that the AI force really is just this parasitic energy. So it's a parasite, right? So it has to feed off of life,
Yeah.
living life forms, right? So in previous planetaries that have been destroyed, it's kind of like what's happening to Earth right before our very eyes as we see the Earth be consumed and ravaged. And it's just, it's like a vacuum just sucking out all the life force.
Yeah.
So it has to be regulated. It has to be something that we consciously come in and consciously occupy the fields of energy to bring this thing under a kind of check and balance of itself, right? And then override it, right? And you can do that all through, like Shekinah Grace was saying, seeing and commanding. So once you see the truth, it sets you free. And then you begin to have that proclamation, that declaration, and it's the power of your truth, your willpower.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That also takes away the fear. So if you trust your vision, your imagination, what you see, you trust, if you feel a Draco reptilian entity enter the room and you feel it, but you doubt yourself, then you lose your power to command that to leave your space, and you have a weak sort of force field or protection field or auric field, and that's when things can become infiltrated. So these two, this perception and command, is very important that they work together. And also, if you have a vision, if you have a dream, if it's been left in your childhood, then reclaim it now, but open yourself up. What is your vision for humanity? What is your new dream for the brighter future of humanity and our ability to live in love, harmony, co-creation on this planet? Speak it. Speak it. Tell the whole world. Write it down. Share it on Facebook. Tell all of your friends, all of your visions, and all of your dreams, even if they're not fully manifesting in this moment, or even if it takes 10 years. I mean, as soon as I started doing this, things just started happening. And it's really true. That experience of the fulfillment of aspirations, once I made these connections and started commanding back the sovereignty of my reality and biology, my life is so beautiful, so magical, so synchronistic. I get to spend time with women like yourself. I get to feel authentic. I get to be authentic in who I am, Like, this was all the traumas of being gaslit. No, that's not how it was. Me perceiving something else and saying no, something different. I had to heal all of those traumas. I had to reclaim this space, my mind space, for myself also. And I had to admit that there is something called, mind control and manipulation that takes place. Plus the pineal, like capping and caging, and so it's like, do understand your anatomy, do understand your physiology and your biology, and just recognizing that you have a pineal gland is probably a first start to that, and making the connections to water and the foods that you eat and the poisoning. And then speak your visions, share them with your whole heart, and that's how we change this experience. And we no longer fear this drama that's taking place in the galactic, in the astral field. We can start to, so I would say another thing with lucid dreaming, and before you dream, command, like, speak your prayer and speak your specific intention to reclaim the astral field of your dream space so that you can have sweet dreams, or so that you can heal. Sleep is meant for the body to rejuvenate, for the liver to detox you. So if you're not getting restful, deep sleeps, or you're doing work in your dreams consciously, lucidly, and able to create a difference or be in somewhat of control and command of that space, then declare that before you sleep. It's that simple, and it will start to take place. You should not be having nightmares. You should not be doing like violence in your dreams constantly. You should not be being chased or trapped in buildings or in some sort of maze or labyrinth that you're trying to escape. Yeah, this is infiltration. This isn't true astral field. This is what you both have spoke to about this synthetic AI coming in and taking over. And I think even just speaking to that, a lot of people just accept that nightmares are just a thing or they're just part of what humans have. No, that is not what the dream space was designed for. It was designed for dreaming. It was designed for soul connection. It was designed for learning from like ascended masters or traveling, to different star nations and getting information and bringing it back to the planet and anchoring it here. And now it was designed for visioning. It was designed for restoration and healing of the body.
I want to say
Very
that
powerful,
one
really
time
powerful. Well,
I
it's the
took,
connection to the subconscious as well, right? When you dream. So that makes sense. It's really powerful when you dream. A dream space.
one time I had a dream where I had been taking on like this spiritual group. I was doing a lot of meditations living on the Sunshine Coast. I didn't know that there was kind of a dark stronghold there. And so when I started bringing in a bunch of light and a bunch of liberation codes and like just a bunch of empowerment, this did not like that. So I got visited in my dream time. And I had all these horrible creatures that were like dark cloaked entities. They were freaky as hell. I was paralyzed in my dream. I couldn't freaking move. It was a horrible feeling. And my baby's next to me. I was like, fuck this. This is awful. And I seen like bugs and stuff, which later when I seen the Lord of the Rings, I was like, holy shit, that totally happened. There was like bugs coming out of this freak's hands and oh shit. My cat Osiris leaps off. I'm frozen. I can't move. I got like that sleep paralysis. The thing lands on my stomach. I'm like, oh, my cat Osiris grabs a spider, which I just thought was fake because I seen all these creature bugs coming out of this guy, grabs the spider. I see it dangling out of his mouth. He takes off with the spider. My kids wake up. Everybody's starting to get up. I finally can start moving little bit by little bit as everybody's now woken up. It's like 5 a.m. I can move. I get up. I go pee. I was like, gosh, that was such a bad dream. I go find my cat just to be like, did that even just happen? My cat's foaming at the mouth.
Oh.
And I was like, oh shit. And my cat ate the spider and was poisoned. I didn't find the carcass of the spider. It was rather big. I think he ate it. And I think he saved my life. And so that's when I realized that wasn't a dream. Okay. That was real. And that's why I have 3 cats and 2 dogs. Because my God, if you don't got yourself some spiritual allies, especially while you sleep, like cats are the best. That's why they always had temple cats. Yeah, you need yourself some shaman allies for real.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, ladies, let's talk about some solutions. I've got a few things here that I've made a list of, but we can then go into the Nadi Shodhana meditation. So I've got teas, mint tea, lemon tea, and jasmine as a recommendation for tea. I've actually got peppermint laced with lemon right now in the tea that I'm drinking. For high vibrational foods, I've got nuts, seeds, sprouts, dark leafy greens, grains such as brown rice, buckwheat, and spelt, and of course, organic fruits and vegetables, herbs and spices. I've also got cacao, goji berries, garlic, watermelon, honey, coconut oil, hemp seeds, seaweed as an activator. So yeah, those are a few recommendations for things that can bring you up to speed in terms of high vibrational teas and food. And then, of course, you've got your crystals, which is like amethyst, lapis lazuli. I don't know, anything else? Any other recommendations for crystals?
I like labradorite. I work with a lot of labradorite.
oils, I've got sandalwood and frankincense. I personally love frankincense. It just directly connects me to those energies of Mary Magdalene, which is really beautiful.
Some is spikenard.
That's right.
And there's an
Spikenard
Egypt.
for me, I actually ordered for a bottle, but I don't know. It's a really, I guess you have to attain a taste for it or a smell for it. It's a really bizarre smell, don't you think?
It is, but it
It's an
goes right
acquired
in
smell
there.
almost. Yeah, yeah. I still have to get into that energy or the essence of it, but I love frankincense.
Blue lotus is like probably the highest vibrational for third eye, blue lotus oil, and also oud. But you can only get oud, like good pure oud in Egypt. I don't know
Yeah,
how you would get anything like that here, but oud is
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. And then, of course, yoga, we'll go into that yoga, the meditation part in a bit. But for yoga, it's child pose and downward facing dog, which brings that, the blood flowing into that energy of the head, if you will.
I would
Any other recommendations, ladies?
Sleep with mugwort. Mugwort is like the dream threshold spirit plant. So it's wonderful to work with mugwort.
I would just add working with visuals. So,
Yeah,
working with symbols more, um, rather than, yeah, like almost like this idea that there's a symbol is like a compact thought form of God, and so within that symbol there's so much information, and so you can practice just meditating upon a symbol and seeing what comes through intuitively as spiritual insight. You'll get more information than just the visual or the image that you're looking at. Creating visual art, meditation, like art therapy, dream work, hypnosis, or different therapies. If that one doesn't feel right to you, then something like art therapy, working with memory, um, creating an image with feelings, and guided visualizations, like guided meditations, are really great. And any past life regression therapy.
perfect.
Yeah.
And chanting Om as well,
Yeah.
because Om is the symbol that's associated with that chakra. So just chanting, if you're not used to it, then listen to it and then slowly start to chant yourself. And ideally, if you have the time, 108 times is that elixir, if you will, that truly is that connection to the divine. So just chanting Om in the morning, in the evening, particularly in the evening, if you are those that person that has, like we were just talking about, nightmares, or your sleep is sort of disconnected, then chanting Om before you go to bed, it just stabilizes your energy and brings you into that connection to the divine.
And do not have devices in your, I don't know how you ladies feel about this, but like I'm starting to see a pixelated atmosphere, like with my eyes open, like not as a vision, but I see like the movie Pixels when I'm around meters or like Wi-Fi like towers or any like smart devices. So it's a real staticky and scrambled atmosphere. So you don't want to sleep in that for sure. I mean, we sometimes we can't avoid it, you know, moving around the world. But if you at all can avoid that while you're sleeping, because it really fogs this up. You got even just clearing your third eye
Yeah,
like this
yeah,
and touching it, and the oils, anointing with the oils there, as you guys mentioned. That's
yeah,
just water,
yeah,
like
absolutely.
the baptismal pouring of the water, like on your forehead.
Shirdara.
Yeah,
Shirdara is the best. Having that continuous stream of oil on your third eye, the Shirdara and Ayurvedic massage is
yes,
amazing.
yes. Well, make a trip to Shekinah Grace's place, ladies and gentlemen.
And my friend, she has a business where she goes around and tests people's house from their meter, like so their modem or any smart appliances, your cell phone. She shows you what it picks up on her meters. And then they put the 5G modem in my house, and she put the machine by it, and it sounds like a dinosaur. It sounds like a pterodactyl. And it's the same crazy, horrible sound if you turn your AM radio on when you drive through like Vancouver or a smart city like Spokane. You can hear it. There's a channel which plays the frequencies of all the cell towers and just what it sounds like in that
Yeah.
area. And it's
Yeah.
horrific. So you don't see it,
No, you don't.
but you 100% are feeling it, and your inner ear is hearing it,
Yeah.
and it's affecting us all hugely. So
Well, I started to get
yeah,
tinnitus when
turn
I
your shit off when you
first,
sleep.
yeah, from my first cell phone, my my right ear just, yeah, I started, the buzzing started, and my hearing was straight away affected.
Yeah.
Until now, I have that buzzing in the right ear. You know, I get this
Wow.
ringing and on and off. It's quite painful sometimes.
Right. Yeah, I highly
I
recommend
hope
people
this
turn
comes
their
through
phones off and turn
correctly,
their
ladies.
modems
I know
off.
yeah, I know my internet is shoddy today, so hopefully we can get through this. Are you able to hear
I'll
me?
be quiet. We'll wrap it up.
All right, so let's get through this alternate nostril breathing. So this is a breath that harmonizes the right and the left hemispheres of the brain. And so it creates a sense of balance and stability, and it regulates the prana, or the life force energy that's entering through your body and is going to all of the nadis, or the energy channels within your body. And so this gives you clarity, neutrality, and it's preparing you for deeper meditation. So this is recommended before you go into a deeper meditation, just to bring your breath into that stable state. So the mudra that I like to use is this. So you're folding your pointer finger and your middle finger into the palm, and you're going to block off the right nostril with the thumb, and the ring finger the other nostril, the left nostril. So the way it works is you're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And this is just going to be that lever that's flowing the energy one way or the other. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing, and then hopefully we can do a couple of breaths together. So I'm going to inhale, exhale just normally through both nostrils. So, and then inhale through the right, blocking off with the ring finger, and then block the right and exhale through the left, and then inhale through the left and exhale through the right, and then inhale through the right, block, exhale through the left, inhale through the left, block, exhale through the right. And so you're going to be doing that with each and every breath on your own rhythm. And as you do that, you bring your attention to the third eye. And so inhaling and exhaling, as you close your eyes, you bring your attention to that third eye chakra. And if you are continuing with this practice on a daily basis, you'll start to feel the energy in that area become whiter and whiter and whiter. And so that's that energy flow of the divine energy reaching into your body, into your third eye chakra. So hopefully you can practice that, and it's sort of a doorway into your meditative practice. So try and do, as a start, maybe 5 or 10 breaths, and then go into your deep meditation. And after, I guess, a few days of practice, you can increase it to perhaps 25 breaths, and then go into your meditation, and this should help you. So yeah, I would love to hear your feedback on this and how you feel in practicing this. It's called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope this works. And Shekinah Grace, Shekinah Ma, any closing comments?
I love that exercise. I love alternate nostril breathing. It's so good. So thank you.
It takes you right there, doesn't it? It's very instantaneous for me too.
I don't
Well,
have,
You're from the Brahma consciousness, correct, Raquel? Brahma?
Oh, sorry, breaking up. Say that again.
You're connecting in with the Brahma, like Brahman consciousness. Yes?
Say
Hello?
that again.
Brahma. Brahma.
Yes. Yes.
This is a connection you have, yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so in Kundalini Yoga, we do the Brahmi, which is like your arms are out. And anytime your arms are up anywhere by heart level or up, you're working on your entire nervous system, yes? So our arms are just out. So to do your nostril breathing and then do this if you like. Hummy hum, brahm hum. Hummy hum, brahm hum. Hummy hum, brahm hum. Hummy hum, brahm hum. And what you're doing is you're extending your hands out so they're like that, but they're out, right?
Oh, okay.
Hummy hum. And this is like hummy hum, brahm hum. Hummy hum, brahm hum. And you're gathering all the wisdom of all the sages, all the power of all the yogis, all that Brahman, Atman consciousness, and you're putting it right on your head like a crown, eh? And this will give your third eye a complete clearing. It's like doing a colonic. It's like doing a plunger on your third eye. And I did that nostril breathing and we followed it with that hummy hum brahm hum. And so that you're humming, the hum is your life force. Hum, me, hum, brahm, hum. And you're bringing that brahm and that highest consciousness right in so that you can see through all the evil or all the illusion. So it's a very good way to protect your third eye. Anyhow, that just wanted to come out. You're frozen, hey?
Thank you. Yeah, it keeps cutting in and out. I'll have to listen to this again. I lost a few words in there, but thank you, thank you, thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you, ladies. That was an awesome episode of our Shamankas. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I will see you next week, or we will see you next week for the Crown Chakra, our final episode in this series. So we look forward to seeing you then. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Namaste, everybody.
Arrivederci.